got to figure out what beer he wants.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Press X Podcast, episode 26, your weekly podcast for nerdy news and opinions, coming at you each and every Monday at noon Eastern. I am Kevin McManus. With me, Kellen Willard.
What's up?
Todd Broussard.
You have any good beers lately?
Yeah. I mean,
shoot them at me.
My go-through right now is the same Adam Summer Ale.
So today we're going to be talking about PlayStation Plus versus Games with Gold, as we got all of those games revealed. We're going to be talking about some collections, the Arkham collection, BioShock collection, news on both. I would like to give a shout out to the winner of Mighty Number 9.
Was it
the
me?
best game? No, unfortunately. Zombified Toast.
That's awesome.
Has won cool, Mighty Number 9. So I'll go ahead and send you a message, and you can message me back, and I'll give you the code for that. My review for Mighty Number 9 is up if you want to check that out on the channel. So let's hop into the news. What are you doing?
I'm slowing this a little bit.
Oh my God.
Wasn't he the one that raised it up all the way?
Yes.
All right.
I think we're good now.
Are we?
Damn, it's hot up here.
Yeah, it always is. I don't know why you haven't learned
How did that surprise you?
I don't know why I stopped showing up to these things.
Minecraft the movie, guys. Minecraft the movie is set for May 24th, 2019.
Holy.
How do we feel about that?
That's a long way away.
I agree it's a long way away. I think it's weird we're getting a Minecraft movie.
Yeah, what's it going to be about?
What is this movie going to be about? Todd, please pitch me the Minecraft movie.
God, I don't give a shit about this movie. This is like the Lego movie.
The Lego movie is good.
What we're going to expect
and
out of this.
very critically acclaind.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's just going to like parallel it?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be like this serious video game movie. I think it'll be like kind of a comical movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the only way this movie's
Or
going
it's just some guy playing Minecraft for 2 hours.
I could see that too.
I could actually see that, and it's like I could see that with the Tetris movie, like some kid playing Tetris and having a realization of something. Yeah. So
I
this
forgot
movie,
about the Tetris movie.
It's a trilogy. So this movie's coming 2019. Is that too late for like just Minecraft gamers are going to be older? And like,
maybe that's
are they going to be past their prime?
The age range on Minecraft is insane.
maybe they're
like
hoping they will
16
be
to 40, or like 12 to 40 or something
16
crazy.
to 40.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like they might miss who they're like. It's going to come out
later
later than the people. If it came out now, the people that would see it, I feel like there's a way bigger pool than the people that are going to see it. In
people are going to be playing
3
Minecraft
years.
in 3 years.
I think they still will. Not as many, but still will.
That game sells like hotcakes. It's crazy.
I do like hotcakes.
I don't know how well hotcakes sell, but I've been told they sell very well.
Yikes.
So the next bit of news was sad and hilarious at the same time.
What?
Ford. Have you ever heard of this company?
Yeah, they make cars.
They do. Well, they stole Firewatch's like logo background with the fire lookout tower and the orange sunset, and just put a car in front of it and said "New Ford Summer Deal" or whatever it was.
I saw that.
And
that's awesome.
It's not awesome. So they just blatantly stole their art and then posted it on their Twitter and their videos, all this stuff. Obviously, they were alerted. I don't know what's actually come out of this. I'm sure they've taken it down and everything. But I saw this and I was like, that's really shitty.
That's pretty ballsy, actually.
And then my favorite thing that came out of this was somebody made a mock-up of the car sitting in one of the frames from Shovel Knight, like the 8-bit Shovel Knight, and it says, "Dig up great savings with Ford."
That's awesome.
And I was like, that's amazing. So Ford obviously plagiarized these images from...
Yeah, why would you even try that this day and age? You know somebody's going to know.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with Uncharted 4's trailer, if you remember. Yeah. They had the Assassin's Creed concept art, which is a much more obscure thing. This was the front of the game.
It was like the main
image.
Front of the game,
they had Uncharted 4 had Assassin's Creed's concept art in a
little
picture hanging on the wall, and got called out for it and changed it within an hour. And they put up a new trailer without that. And then they put out a tweet apologizing and saying, it
slipped in our bad.
Yeah. So I just saw this. I was like, I can't believe that. Moving on to some collection news. The Return to Arkham collection that was supposed to contain Arkham 1 and 2 has officially been delayed. They have not put out a reason for it to be delayed other than that they weren't happy with how it was turning out or whatever. And they don't have a window that it's coming out in anymore. It was supposed to come out in a month.
It's kind of surprising.
Yes. What are you doing? Just pondering about it?
Yeah. Sorry, I zoned out.
Jesus Christ. I had a stroke.
Just Todd stroke that.
So why do we think that this could have been delayed, and do we like... I personally like this style of delay.
Yeah, if something they don't like about it's happening, then delay it.
I like that they seem worried about it, so they delayed it. And also, I like that they didn't give a window. People give company shit when they're like, oh, it's coming out. We don't know when. But I would rather them do that than do the Mighty Number 9, Uncharted 4 thing where they're
5.
like, Persona 5.
This month.
Well,
no, it's going to come out
you
this
put
month.
a date on it, and then you don't hit the date, and you look like an idiot. And then you put another date, and then you don't hit
you
that
miss
date.
again,
Yeah, that looks terrible. I would rather them be like, we don't know.
Yeah.
We'll put it out
We're making progress. We'll
when
give you
we
something
know.
later.
Yeah.
So something I was thinking, and I hope it's not true, but something I was thinking was they revealed Arkham VR at E3. It's about an hour to 2 hour experience of you being Batman and working on a crime scene in PlayStation VR. What if they delayed it to include that on the PlayStation version of the game? And it comes out in October or whatever, VR.
That's fine. I don't know. It's kind of shitty, but
Yeah, it's very shitty because I don't want to play Arkham Asylum or the other one at all.
The combat seems like it would be kind of hard to do.
It doesn't have
VR.
Well, no, the VR
Not the
experience.
VR. If they did like the Arkham games.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, I think you'd throw up real bad.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Those
that.
games are way too. Those games are way too fast.
I want to see you try it.
But I could see them putting it as like a pack-in bonus for it, and I would really hate that and not.
Really?
I just want to. Yeah, I just want to buy the game. I don't want to pay $60 to get the additional thing. I feel like if they were doing that, they would have announced that at the.
They would have shown that at E3.
At
E3,
yeah, for sure.
The other things I just want to point out about this collection are it is only Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. There's no Arkham Origins, which some people were upset by.
Well, they don't claim that game. So.
Right. I was more upset that they don't have Arkham Knight in it. Just put in the disc. Just have it 2 discs and put in your disc that you've already had for Arkham
You've already
Knight.
printed a bunch of them.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Or make it a downloadable thing. Be like, and a code for Arkham Knight, because people probably aren't buying that game anymore.
If it were all 3, I'd probably get it just to try them. But
yeah, it's just strange to me that it's not there. And they're also redoing the engine, and that could be part of the reason.
See, that's what I assumed when you said it got delayed. Maybe something in the engine didn't fit or work
So
right.
they were using Unreal 3, and they're using Unreal 4. So they're like redoing the game
Oh, wow.
in a
That's
new
crazy.
engine,
Yeah.
which is crazy, and it's probably going to be really, like, there's probably going to be big differences.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
But that could
Could be
cause
part
a
of the
delay.
delay. Maybe
Yeah.
something from the old engine doesn't work in the new one or something.
cool,
Yeah, it is cool. Let's move on to Xbox Fitness.
Yeah.
Something Todd's a big fan of.
Oh yeah.
You're a avid Xbox Fitness user.
Oh yeah. My mom actually uses Xbox Fitness.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
she won't be able to.
Yeah.
They are closing Xbox Fitness down. You will not be able to have access to any of the programs that you bought. All of the single-player content will be blocked off.
Can they do that?
Yes, there are $60 programs such as the P90X and all that stuff. You just won't have access
I
to.
want a P90. Oh, different. Never mind.
This launched in late 2013, and they're getting rid of it. And people are upset.
That's kind of shitty, yeah.
They
But you know that stuff you bought? Yeah, we're cutting it off.
Yeah,
That
this
kinda
is what
sucks.
I've always been talking about buying things digitally.
Yeah.
It one day
They're gonna
is
go
not
away.
going to be there.
Yeah.
You don't own the things you're,
Yeah, I've
you're
only spent
renting.
about $1,000 on my Xbox digitally.
Instead of
so
buying a new Xbox with a
pretty
functional disk
excited
drive.
about it.
Yeah, that's true. Your disk
Instead,
drive's
I just bought a
broken.
new PC.
Yeah.
Jesus
I'm
Christ!
excited
You want
for
to
it.
talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
You seem excited to talk about your PC.
Oh,
Go
man,
ahead.
I'm so excited.
Tell
for
us all
this.
about your nerdy PC.
So I got, I guess this PC came out about a month ago, and it's from Skytech, which is
Skynet?
That's
Oh
what I.
my God.
So Skynet does. So Skytech, it's
We're
like
all
a
doomed.
gaming PC company only. They like specifically do gaming PCs and laptops.
Like CyberPower and iBuyPower, those guys?
Yeah, same kind of thing. They released it on Amazon to start out with. Doing like a promo thing, so it's like $100 off the regular prices of them. And I got like the second tier one. Super excited about it.
What's this thing going to be in?
I think it comes in July 5th.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty soon, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked about it.
Almost bought a Steam machine today.
I mean, why?
Oh, you told me about that.
Yeah, so
Why?
there was a Steam machine. It was $400, the Alienware one, and it was 20% off. So it was only, $320, whatever. And I was looking at it, and then I Googled Steam machine, and there's multiple Alienware Steam Machine things. I have no clue which one it was.
There's like different tiers of
Yeah, it didn't have a box. It was just, it was
Just
a
parts
used.
floating around.
Yeah, it was just floating in the ether. So I was like, I don't know what this is. This PC stuff is stupid.
Were there specs on it? Yeah, you
And then
probably
I
couldn't
left.
read them anyways. Huh?
I was done there.
You already have a computer that'll do
No,
more than a Steam Machine would.
I bought an NES game instead.
I can't really argue with that.
Spy versus Spy.
All right, maybe I
That
can.
game's awesome.
Yeah.
Game is cool. Okay. Are you done? You happy about your PC progress?
It's the Archangel. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
I do like Archangel.
It's pretty dope.
August 1st, there will be no more Ustream on the PlayStation 4. So this was just kind of a quiet announcement. They're removing the functionality from the PlayStation 4. They have YouTube and Twitch and Dailymotion and all these other things,
Yeah.
and they're, for whatever reason, stopping their partnership with Ustream. I think Ustream is the only one that allows them to broadcast the Playroom, which is just their basically video of somebody talking.
It's just the camera. Yeah.
To like Twitch doesn't allow you to do it, or they don't put it on the front page, like it's not a searchable thing anymore. All that stuff. So that's the only notable thing I can think of that you would lose. But if you're a Ustream, all three of you, if you use that service, you won't be able to on
I've never been
PlayStation
on
anymore.
that service, but that Twitch one.
I've
there,
watched stuff on it, but I sure haven't used it to actually stream.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Not Ustream. That's
I was watching Twitch yesterday.
I was watching it today.
Yeah, fair enough. League of Legends LCS.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I literally have no clue what that means.
I know. That's why I said don't worry
How's
about it.
Cloud9 doing?
Huh?
How's Cloud9 doing?
I don't know. I was watching EU because they're on
Oh.
Thursdays and Fridays.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They have different days for EU.
Thursday, Friday, EU,
Yeah.
and NA's on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
BioShock.
What about it?
Okay. The BioShock collection is real. We heard rumors about this BioShock collection. It's coming September 13th. It includes BioShock 1, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite, all of the single-player DLC, which is a lot. There's a lot of DLC for BioShock.
Mm-hmm.
BioShock 2 does not have multiplayer.
Oh.
You are the only person I've ever heard that likes the BioShock multiplayer.
It was fun for
It was
like
fun.
a couple hours.
I liked
yeah.
it because it was BioShock.
Yeah, I liked it because it was something different.
I didn't think it was very good, but
Oh, I never said it was good. It was fun.
it was fun.
So the upgrades are 60 frames a second, 1080p. And then of note, BioShock Infinite will not be an upgraded version on PCs. It's just the PC versions coming to the consoles. And
I already have it on.
it's a $60 package.
Yeah.
I think they should start a thing where if you're doing remastered collections, make it $40.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
these games have
How
already
much
been
is
put
it?
out.
Was it 60?
60.
Yeah.
Like you
that's
can
still
buy
20 a piece,
BioShock
so-
1, 2, and Infinite probably for $10.
Probably.
Like,
These are remastered.
The two of them.
yeah, not really. I mean, sure, they're 60 frames a second. The visuals are in the trailer if you want to check it out. I mean, that's cool. People really love that series. I love that series. BioShock.
Yeah, it's
I think
awesome.
BioShock 1
Really
and
excited
2 are phenomenal.
Two's the worst one.
I love both of them.
Really?
Infinite's
I
terrible.
thought Infinite was the worst one.
No, two's the worst one.
People,
I enjoyed 2.
Infinite's one of the most overrated games I've ever seen in my
Yeah, it's
life.
fun. It's fun.
No, it's terrible.
It's
I didn't
better than two.
actually beat Infinite, so I'm not going to talk shit about it or talk it up. But I love 2.
The one's the best one, though.
I mean, obviously, the storyline for 1
Yeah, 1 is the
The
best.
first
incredible.
one's the best one, yeah.
Yeah. The
I love
gameplay
2's
was a lot
storyline.
more solid for 2, I thought.
Yeah,
it
the
plays
gameplay
really
is
well.
better.
Yeah.
It's just a little repetitive, but I like the story too. I like the
Yeah, I didn't
the
have
ending.
a problem with
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
I like that game.
But I think people are way, no pun intended, high up on Infinite, and
I get it.
I honestly think that game is like, it's like the Uncharted 3 thing for me, where I'm like, it's just so much worse to me than the other ones.
I'll have to play through it again.
Yeah.
On my new PC.
Yeah, I have it on PC.
All right. Let's move on to the PlayStation Plus games and the Games with Gold games. They've both been announced, and those leaks that we heard last week were correct.
Oh, yeah.
We have Fury on PlayStation 4. We're going to talk about some of these games when we do the releases, because a lot of these are games that are actually coming out this week or
cool.
this month, which is interesting. PS4 also gets Saints Row Gat Out of Hell, which is the PS4 upres of Saints Row with all the DLC and everything.
Yeah.
PS3 users will get Fat Princess, which is an awesome PS3 game that is a class-based capture the flag, where you basically feed your flag, who's a princess, cake, and it makes her heavier and bigger, and the other team will need more players to usher her along to their base. Really like Fat Princess.
Real weird.
All right.
Fat Princess is
Sounds
awesome.
like your kind of game.
Sure. They all also get the Call of Juarez Bound in Blood.
Call of Juarez?
Is that what it is?
Sure.
I don't think so. Prince of Persia Revelations is the PSP game. That's for the Vita. They have a PSP option to download. And Ori Shaka Tainted Bloodlines for the Vita. So if you're into that one.
Taint?
I heard Ori, and that's not where my brain went, but okay.
Yeah. I believe it's like a hack and slash similar to the Dynasty Warriors type things, but I'm not 100% sure. Moving on to the games with gold, we have Banner Saga 2, which was one of the leaks from last week, or
Pretty excited
rumors,
about that
I
game.
guess.
Yeah.
Tumblestone, which is a new puzzle game. I believe that's one of the new games that comes out. Banner Saga just came out, literally, too. Rainbow Six Vegas 2,
All right.
which I'm actually pretty happy about.
Yeah, that's cool.
Whenever they add these, it means that they've been added to the backwards compatibility stuff on the
I think I
Xbox
still have
One,
my
which is
Vegas
awesome.
too.
I wonder how they're gonna do this like games with gold with like the Xbox and Windows 10. You think that'll be like something they'll try to do?
A cross thing.
Mhm.
That's
Pretty
a good
cool.
question.
I wonder if they're going to add another game. The last one's Tron Evolution.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to add 2 more games and do Windows 10 games.
That would be really cool.
Just that way they can compete on
Yeah.
exactly with PlayStation Plus doing Vita, PS3,
Yeah.
PS4.
That'd be fun.
Really
yeah,
cool.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good question. So what do we think about the Plus versus Gold?
Yeah. Banner
so I'm
Saga's
actually,
cool.
I was say I'm really excited for Banner Saga.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All
no.
these other ones are just fine. I think.
Yeah,
Fun
I
game.
think it's a good month. Like, there's a good variety, and they're all good games, but they're not right down my alley. Like, I'm happy for Fat Princess because that's an online game, and getting more players that game, it'll give it a little spark
Better
of life.
player base, yeah.
Fury, we're going to talk about a little later. That game's really cool looking. I don't know how it plays, but I like the idea of it. It's kind of like a one-on-one arena, like top-down fighting thing. I'm fine with Prince of Persia, obviously. Banner Saga's sweet, and I like Rainbow Six. I'm not...
Yeah.
I like puzzle games, but I really don't want to play them on consoles unless they're called The Witness. So,
Yeah.
whatever. But
This
yeah,
is a new
I
Banner Saga, right? Though.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's coming out this month.
I think it came out today
Okay.
or yesterday on Xbox.
Yeah.
It was a weird
Yeah.
time. It came out recently on Xbox.
I definitely downloaded it today, so it was either today or yesterday.
And then
Yeah.
it comes to PS4 and PC Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
So.
I'm excited to play this game. The first one's awesome. I don't know if you guys ever played Banner Saga before.
I have not.
No.
I've heard good things
I
about it, though.
have the first one, I believe,
Mhm.
but I haven't played it.
It's cool.
So I want to retcon last week. I don't know.
Retcon.
Yeah. The predictions that we did. I made some erratas. I went through. I watched the video carefully.
Well, you did something carefully?
Yes. I watched the
Okay.
video carefully. I used however many predictions we made in a single one to justify how many points it's worth. So some of them are worth like 0.33, some of them are like 0.66, some of them are half. It depends on how many predictions we had.
You did a lot of math for once.
Yeah. So my Kingdom Hearts prediction, I specifically said some things in it about it being in English and us getting a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that I didn't realize last week. So I had to take away points for that. I had a little bit of an issue with Microsoft's third-party exclusive one that I talked about. They did reveal State of Decay, which is Undead Studios, but I consider that a second-party game because Microsoft is publishing the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Dead Rising 4 is exclusive to Microsoft for a year. So I was like,
Timed
bless
exclusive.
you.
He's not
He's
done.
just dying. Yeah, he doesn't get blessed on that one. So yeah, it was a timed exclusive, which is still an exclusive.
It says the word exclusive on
So
it.
I was like, I think I'll count that. And then that was the deciding point
Half
for
point.
us. So what I did was I went back and rewatched the conference. And I went to the Dead Rising 4 section and waited for them to say exclusive in the whole thing. And they never specifically said exclusive.
That's a shame.
So I took away the point. The final tally was Kellen got 6.41. I got 5.87. Kellen's the winner.
As usual.
I meant to get a crown. I totally forgot.
I got my hat on. That'll work.
Maybe
My Red Sox hat.
maybe I'll get you one next
We'll
week.
drink some Crown later.
Do we have any?
That's fair.
Let me text Nick.
That's true too. So let's move on to viewer questions. This is a good one. What 5 games define us as gamers? If you could only pick 5, explain. how they turned you into the gamer you are today. So I guess we can go one at a time and just kind of go around. We kind of jotted down different ones. So
Sure.
I'll start with the
you should.
obvious. Mega Man 3. I talk about it all the time. It's my favorite game of all time. It's the game that got me into gaming. My brother showed me the game, and he would leave, and I'd be like, want to impress him, so I'd just keep playing it, try to get really good at it. He'd come back and be like, look, I can get to this stage now. Look, until I could beat the game. It started my love of Mega Man, and it really was the game that I would say hooked me on gaming, because then every year I'd be like, oh, I want another Mega Man. I want another. Like, that was the constant. I always knew that you got sequels to games after that and everything. And then I got a PlayStation, and it was always my entry game. Like, I got a PlayStation 1, and I wanted Mega Man X4. And that's how I grew and really started my gaming life cycle.
Mega Man.
Mega Man. Mega Man, Mega Man.
What a terrible game.
Come quick. All right. Go ahead, Todd.
So
That was one. We're going to go on.
okay.
So.
Awesome.
I'm not doing all mine.
Why not? You're
Probably
just Mega Man
Pokemon.
3, 4, 5.
Pokemon
You got me.
Red is probably my big one. The first system I ever owned. I don't remember which Game Boy it was. That big clear one. It's like the see-through
Game Boy
one.
Color.
Color, yeah.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
The big
okay.
gray ones were Game Boys, and the see-through ones were the colors.
Okay, so
Or they also came in colors.
That's why they were called Game Boy Color.
I was
Clear was one of their colors.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I had a clearish purple
It's
one.
purple.
Yeah.
I still have it, and it still works.
So Pokemon, and that was the first game that, like, I had obviously played video games before. This is the first console I owned, and it was like the first game that really enveloped me. And I put like tons and tons of hours in this game, and I had like goals to achieve. It's the first time I ever played a game like that, where I like built my character up and had goals to achieve. So really got enveloped in that game. It was awesome.
Fair enough.
I'm sure that's true for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the Pokemons.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks so, like,
And
crazy.
it was cool. It was like the
It's
first
disgusting.
game where I could be like, hey, I got this. And my friends were like, oh, man, I've been trying to get that.
Yeah, it was
so
like
long.
a very social game.
Yeah.
That was the other thing about gaming back when we started, was you would play on your own, and like you could bring your memory card over to someone's house and be like, look at this cool thing I unlocked. And there were secrets and not DLC. Like, you'd actually find stuff in the game that you wanted to tell people about. Oh, the good old days.
That's fair. I'll open with Need for Speed. This is the first game I really was like excited to play. I don't really remember why. I remember my sisters being excited to play.
For what?
Original PlayStation. This is the reason I bought
original.
a PlayStation. Was the original
Oh.
Need for Speed, and Need for Speed 2 was the one I ended up getting because they were out of the original, which was fair because I got a newer game for cheaper.
Huh.
This was the reason I bought a PlayStation, was to play Need for Speed.
Interesting.
Just because me and my sister wanted to play, and she didn't do anything with me at the time. We had no common interest. And that was about
Except
it.
for Need for Speed.
Except for Need for Speed.
Yeah, that was. I mean, me and my brother had common interest, but that was a big thing for me, just sibling wise.
Yeah, that was the first thing that really got me in a console game. Like, I had an Atari. It was my dad's, and kind of played it a little, but not really.
In fact, almost all of my answers are social based answers, except for one, which is my lonely spiral into.
Yeah, a couple
well,
of mine.
we'll get there.
Most of mine are. Yeah.
So my next one, I have Tekken Tag 2. I had Mega Man X4 and I crossed it out.
Yeah, I know.
Tekken Tag 2. I love fighting games, and this. Tekken Tag 1. I don't know why I have a 2 there. I love fighting games. Tekken Tag 1 for the PlayStation 2. It was the first fighting game I played that I really, really loved. I would go over to my friend's house. We put like hundreds of hours into this game, unlocking everything. They had the Tekken Bowling, which we thought was the coolest thing in the world. You unlock a whole different game mode.
Tekken Bowling?
Yeah, you go bowling with the Tekken characters.
Oh, we have to do this.
Yeah, it's great. It's on the HD collection that I have.
Jeez.
I know what we're doing later.
Yeah, so this was the first time I ever like couch competitive fighting game where we were just sitting there having a blast.
Yeah.
And I think it did really kick off my like love of fighting games, which I found out recently I think I like way more than I give credit for. Like, I love side scrollers and I love like these indie small game like experiences that are only a couple hours, but like fighting games are probably my second favorite game genre.
It's definitely up there for me.
I love fighting games.
Right.
And I don't realize it until I like sit down with somebody and we start playing, and then hours have passed. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
and I just don't want to stop
What's
playing.
awesome
them.
about fighting games, like, they just get more enjoyable the more you like learn the different characters,
Yeah.
how they work and stuff like that. They're definitely not as fun when you start playing them. They're just frustrating.
That's fair.
Some of them are. It depends on the game.
Especially when someone else knows what they're doing.
That's when it's the worst.
and they
You
beat
have
your
to
ass
be
kicked, yeah.
you have to be even and or willing to learn, like being taught
Yeah,
for it to be
Or drunk.
fun or drunk.
Yeah, or drunk.
That
Fighting
works
games
too.
are fun to play
Oh,
drunk.
yeah.
So my next one's probably World of Warcraft.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I agree with him.
So my brother actually started playing this game. He had like a pretty nice PC for the time. Probably got it like a month after WoW came out. And I used to like come home from school.
And it still looked like garbage.
Yeah, it still looked like garbage.
Well, it looked good for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looked good comparably to the other games that came out around that time. But
Was EverQuest before or after WoW?
I think the first one was before.
I think the first was before.
Yeah.
I don't remember though.
But I mean, this game got me like super enveloped with my friends. We would like get on like the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And like be like, hey man, all right, I'll meet you over here. It was like super.
When
old
you're a
school,
kid
so.
and you have no like responsibilities,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just go to school and then you're done. Any sort of social game like that is just the best ever.
This was awesome because I'd played games like RuneScape before, but this game was just like so much more epic. You're fighting like
I
these
disagree.
huge epic bosses. Like your character looked cool, and like you got like just. It was just fantastic. I remember like just loving this game as a kid, putting hundreds of hours of my buddies into it. It's just a lot of fun, and it's cool that it's still around. That's kind of nice.
Still supported.
It's on life support, but it's still around.
Yeah, a lot of these games, like I got in on like Pokemon. I mean, that game's still going too, but
Yeah.
It's true.
All right, I got another one
I
pre-order.
think all the games on my list are actually still going. which is kinda
Mine.
No, I've got one that's dead.
Tekken's still going.
funny. That's true.
Where are we going? Me? Oh. My next one would probably be the first Halo. I got my PlayStation for Need for Speed. I was strictly PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
PS2, I got a PS2 within like a couple of weeks of it coming out when they were like $600 for a PS2. And then I played Halo Combat Evolved. I was like, yep, I'm selling this thing to get an Xbox.
Oh wow,
I sold my. I had to fix my PS2 first because the tray was not straight.
Yeah, the trays on the first one could be.
It got pulled off the shelf by my mom with her vacuum cleaner.
Oh man.
So I had to crack it open and fix it. And then I sold it to a guy I went to school with. It worked. So I bought an Xbox to play Halo
nice.
because I loved that game. And still
that game
do.
was
And
awesome.
you like Halo 1 more than Halo 2.
I don't know about that. They're pretty even to me.
I had better
Even?
experiences with Halo 1.
Halo 1 was the first like split screen multiplayer game I really got into.
I remember getting like friends together to hook our Xboxes up and playing.
Yeah,
like, the
we had
original Halo.
we had a friend who had 2 TVs mounted in his room. So he owned 2 Xboxes just
Oh,
for us
that's
to do
awesome.
this.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
So
That's
we'd
some
get
of the most
6 or
fun
8
I've
people
ever had
together.
playing video games.
Yeah, I loved Halo 1.
This social theme just keeps on rolling.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
we
mean-
even did a Halo 1 tournament in my high school.
Yeah, we did
pretty
a
fun.
we did
Mhm.
a Halo 3 in my high school because
Yeah, we're older than you, so we did
yeah.
Halo 1.
Well,
And of course, my team won both of them. So
oh, I didn't even play in mine.
Yeah, you're terrible.
Yeah, probably. I was just like, this seems miserable.
Yeah, that was the reason I got on the Xbox train. That and Project Gotham Racing.
It's fair. My next one is RuneScape. I put an ungodly amount of hours. Like I logged you at one point. I think you have to be a member to do it, which sucks because I am not a member anymore. But you can log in and see all your stats from the game.
Yeah.
And my stats for RuneScape, I have more than a year of logged in playing time. I have like 400 and something days of logged in time on that game.
That's impressive.
It is impressive. I play that game.
It's on the border of being sad.
It is very much. So listen to this. I played that game, I think 6th grade I started. I didn't finish until a sophomore in high school when I moved. And I was like, oh, you can like talk to real people? This is new.
Was that when you dropped the Santa hat?
No, that was recently. Not recently, but that was like 3 years ago. Well, I'll tell that story.
thank
But
God.
just remind me. Yeah, so I played it for that chunk of my life.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I played it, I didn't like it. And then I was like, one day I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back and play this. And the whole summer I played it and I passed everybody in school. To the point where people in school were like, holy shit, because they all loved it.
Yeah.
And I was not cool. And they were like, whoa, whoa, you play a lot. Wow. And then it got to the point where I walked down the boardwalk where I lived, and somebody from a different school stopped me and were like, were you this guy that plays RuneScape? I'm like, yeah, that's me. And he's like, oh my God. And he started bowing on the boardwalk to me. And I was like, this is something special.
What in the world?
I'm not even
Jesus
joking.
Christ.
Yeah, it was really big in our town.
That's some kind of special.
It was special. Yeah, but then I moved and I played it a little bit. I think I had 13.99s when I decided to quit. which is a lot.
That's an.
They started like expanding the game. They did the graphics thing. Then they added the Grand Exchange, and that was really when I was like, I don't really like this, because my favorite part of the game was like merchanting. That's what I love doing.
Ripping people off.
Somebody gave me a Santa hat. This is actually a difference. Somebody gave me a Santa hat. Like I bought a Santa hat. Sorry. People that don't know RuneScape aren't going to have any idea, so I'll go through the story really quickly. I bought a Santa hat, which is a super rare item that only appeared on a Christmas, I don't know.
Yeah, I just got it on the Christmas event.
Yeah,
got it.
I Todd happened to go to the Christmas party.
Yeah, no. I wasn't invited to the Christmas party, so I got this really rare item, and I got lured into the area called the Wild, which is where you can.
You get fucked in the asshole.
You can get attacked by other people. Basically,
it's like Rape Alley.
What kind of game?
Basically, somebody tricked me into clicking that I wanted to go there because I'm a big idiot. This isn't the story that you know yet.
Oh, okay.
And I got killed and lost it. And I was super upset. And my friend, who had a whole bunch of them because she's been playing forever, was like, hey, here's another one. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And I sold it. And I did what I wanted to do with it. And then I made money back. I earned another one and I gave it to her. And she was like, that's the only person who's ever given me one. And I was like, oh, that's touching. Then years passed. I moved again, all this stuff, and I was like, I'm going to play this RuneScape game again a little bit. So I get on, and I'm like messing around, I'm not really into it, but I know I want a Santa hat because that was the item that I loved.
Yeah.
So one of our friends had one, and I was like, hey, I'll trade you real world stuff for this digital item that I always rave about how stupid digital stuff is, for this digital item. And he's like, sure. And he gave it to me. And the next day, some guy messages me and he's like, oh, yeah, we have some friends over here. They're doing a party, basically a drop party, they call it, where they drop expensive things and whoever can click on it and pick it up the fastest wins. And they start doing their first round of it, and I get a bunch of money. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And they move a little bit closer to the wild where you can attack people, start dropping stuff. Ooh, and then we move a little bit closer and they drop something in the wild. And I'm thinking here. And I'm like, well, I think I can get this. I think I can do it. So I clicked it, and I ran into the wild. It was very close, and maybe 40 people appeared. They were all, you can stand all on one spot, and you can't tell how many people are there. And they all came out. There was a whole bunch of them. Started attacking me. I was frantically clicking. I was really close to getting out. And you used to, when you dropped something, it would take 30 seconds before it would appear to everybody else, in case you dropped something by accident. So I was like, light bulb, I'm going to drop this because I'm going to die. Then I'll go pick it up. So I dropped the item, which nowadays it just appears if you're in the wild. And I got away and didn't die. So I got to see them pick it up and start laughing at me for panicking and dropping it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that wasn't very smart. So I lost another Santa hat, and I called the person right afterwards. And I was like, you'll never guess what I just did with your thing that I traded $100 worth of stuff for.
$100 worth of stuff for.
Jesus.
Dropped $100.
So that's why RuneScape is one of my favorites. How about you, Todd?
So the next game for me is probably Knights of the Old Republic.
Hey.
Yeah, you both have that, so go ahead. And
so I branched out from like World of Warcraft. I had an Xbox around the same time. Me and my brother had like split halfsies on an Xbox.
Split halfsies.
Yeah, so I started playing KOTOR on the Xbox, and this game like really got me enveloped in these like single player like RPGs with these like awesome storylines and all these awesome choices you can make. So that was really cool, and it really got me into like the BioWare games. I started playing all kinds of BioWare games after this. And just for like years, I played these awesome BioWare, like sweet RPG storyline games. So,
all the things he said.
Yeah,
this is the first.
That I still do today.
First like single player RPG I really got into was KOTOR. Yeah. If you don't count Pokemon, I guess. But yeah, that's what got me on the BioWare train. And then the first time I played it, I borrowed it from a friend of mine I went to school with.
Yeah.
And his disc had a scratch on it, so I couldn't finish the game.
Oh wow.
It was right after the big like twist reveal when you've done with all the planets, but like two of the planets.
Yeah.
You would do this thing in the spaceship, and then it would freeze. And I was like, "Oh my fucking god, I gotta finish this game!" So I had to go find another one.
Man, that game has like some of the craziest plot twists in it.
It has the best,
freaking awesome.
It has the best twist in gaming. To me anyway. So
that game.
But
awesome.
I learned that, and then the disc would freeze. And I was like, "This is pissing me off. So I
Yeah.
had to go find another one.
I wish they would do like an updated version of that game.
Yeah, I do
KOTOR
too.
1 and 2.
Fucking sweet.
They need an HD of 1 and 2.
I don't
Mhm.
even like that game, and I
That
wish they
game's
would do it.
kind of still going on today. They
Yeah.
have like an MMO of the Old Republic.
I mean, it's
Old
definitely
Republic.
still going on. They
Yeah.
just announced an expansion and
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah, they've still got a couple expansions they want to do.
Yep.
I need to
I
catch
just
back
got
up.
an email for them.
I need to catch back up on that.
I do. Now I can.
All right.
I can play SWTOR with you.
Oh.
Thank you, jeez.
My next one is Unreal Championship. This was the first real shooter that I loved.
Yeah.
I like the Unreal Tournament game. I used to watch them. I don't know if you guys ever did. G4, which was a gaming channel
was
back in the day,
Yeah.
had a show called Arena, I believe.
Because I watched it a little bit.
Okay, and they would always play like one of two games and then one of two games, and then they always had this America's Army garbage like virtual reality thing I didn't like watching at the end.
Yeah.
But the first two games were either like MechAssault or Unreal.
MechAssault.
Yeah. Like
a game.
these more competitive games that I really enjoyed watching, to the point where I got an Xbox and found out that there was an Unreal game on it, which was Unreal Championship, which is basically just Unreal Tournament.
It's a lot like
And I played that game so much. I absolutely loved it. It was the game that definitely defined first-person shooters for me. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people love GoldenEye, and I just kind of liked GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I played like Agent Under Fire and Nightfire in these games.
Mhm.
I don't really know the timeline of that. The Nightfire might be after. But anyway, Unreal was the one that made me go, oh, online, like frantic first-person shooters could be so fun. And it's also Xbox Live, so we were doing the things where this was before games were patched, so you could find glitches, and you would just spend 6 hours exploring a glitch that you found out of how to get out of the map.
like my Halo 2 story of traveling around the buildings outside of
That
the
was
map.
like the
There's
best.
so many glitches in Halo too.
The sword canceling and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, you could just like push people up to the
There's
top
so many
of
things you
maps
could do with
and-
like the vehicles too on those maps. So sweet.
In Unreal, you had this teleporter gun that you shot a little disc, and you could teleport to wherever the disc landed. That's a huge like staple of the games. And sometimes you could find cracks in the geometry, and you could just shoot the disc through the crack and teleport outside the map. And then it was a guessing game of like inching until you fell, and then you'd do it again, and you'd inch to where you would have fallen and shoot the teleporter and hope it lands on another invisible geometry and teleport there. And it got to the point where people would get so good at it that they could go in spots where you could snipe, but if somebody shot back, it would hit the wall. And so it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Sounds pretty sweet. My next one's probably Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Remastering it.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited too.
So the game that like really got me into shooter games was probably Quake. But I didn't like
Ooh.
play it a whole lot. I enjoyed the game, but wasn't very good on it. I was a little late to the train.
You can play the free Quake Live on your new computer.
Oh, I'm so excited.
it's pretty
about it.
fun.
Yeah. But like COD 4 was the game that definitely got me involved in shooters. Once again, same thing. Around the time I was playing Knights of the Old Republic, I got Call of Duty on the Xbox, and I just like fell in love with this game. I absolutely loved it. Another social experience. All my friends had it, so we were playing. The game was just a blast. So much fun.
Woo.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on this online multiplayer thing, I'll go MechAssault. That was like the first Xbox Live game I had.
Yeah, it came bundled with most Xbox Lives.
That game
Not
was
all,
awesome.
but
I think
a lot
I
of them.
actually owned it before I had Xbox Live.
Another game I wasn't very good at it, but it was fun.
I love MechAssault.
Yeah, that game
I remember way too much about that game because we went back and played it.
Yeah, we went back and did what we called a nostalgia play, where we go back and play an old game and give it either like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And you are just vastly better at that game.
I played
than
a
I was.
lot. I played that game a lot.
Yeah, that's how it was when we played Halo. I like didn't remember things about Halo, and you and Nick were just
Me and Nick
fucking
dominated
wrecking
2-on-3.
us,
It was pretty funny because we played that game a lot. A lot of that game. But yeah, like MechAssault, it was to the point where we played Capture the Flag and we had positions and stuff. Like me and our friend Justin had positions. We had two other guys that would play with us.
Yeah, and like I loved
We
watching that
played
game
the
on that
crap
arena
out of
show.
the game.
That was the other one. They would play Mech Warrior
Yeah.
on that show, and it was awesome. I loved
those-
watching Capture the
Those
Flag.
games are like super competitive.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, though. I
Yeah.
remember I was good enough for that game where I was on like 2 or 3 top 100 leaderboards at the same time.
That's awesome.
I played that game a lot.
Yeah, I loved that game. I guess I didn't really like understand the concepts of it when I started playing it.
It's
so
a
I just
little,
didn't really enjoy
it's a little different, and that's
Mhm.
part of the reason I play with everything inverted on the
Yeah.
joystick because that game starts you inverted because you're piloting a mech.
That is
Yeah.
true.
That's kind of the reason I do that. Still, that's what I'm used to. Yeah, I love that game. It was
Game's
my
definitely
first,
sweet.
my first big Xbox Live game.
That's cool.
Definitely MechAssault.
All right, so this is our final rounds.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
This is one that I'm making an assumption of. Persona 4 golden. I played my JRPG, experience was Final Fantasy X, which I played probably 3/4 through when it came out. Couldn't beat it, got frustrated, didn't like turn-based gaming, all this stuff. I played a couple turn-based things, even like the Pokemons. I just didn't like them. And Persona 4 just came along, the Vita version. I just started it at a time where I had a lot of free time. I actually played a lot on vacation, and I, for the first time ever, loved a JRPG series. I loved all the characters, and I wanted more from the world, and I watched the anime, and I just absolutely fell in love with this. And I was like, I like a Japanese thing, because I didn't even like anime at this point.
Nobody's perfect.
And I was like, I like this Japanese thing. And then obviously it's a very good game on top of that.
Well, yeah, it's very well made
and
game.
it really got me into liking this genre that I didn't like before. I went back, I beat Final Fantasy X. I played a whole bunch of Final Fantasies since then.
Yeah.
I went and played Persona 3. I played Persona Q. I'm playing through Toyko Mirage. Like,
I still don't like JRPGs.
It really
Nobody's
changed. It really changed my perspective on a game series that probably 2 months prior I would have just been like, looks
skipped
dumb,
over.
looks, nothing that I would be interested in. And then I gave it a chance. And after a couple hours into it, because the opening's like an hour and a half, after a couple hours into it, I was like, these characters that I didn't even really like, because you're not really supposed to in the beginning, I'm starting to like, and you see their full arc, and you feel like you're growing as they're growing. It's just so well done with the character development and everything, and then it doesn't hurt that the gameplay is awesome, and it's just funny enough. It's just serious enough. It's great. I wish I got a good ending in the game, but besides that,
I think you got the worst possible.
I think I
ending
did
in
too.
that game.
But besides that, so I put that one. It might be a little premature, but I feel like in 6 years or whatever, when I look back, I'm going to be like, Persona 4
Was a big game.
was the one that really got me into it. And it's probably going to be the one that, when I have like nostalgic thoughts about that, not franchise, but that style of game, and I want to play something, I think the one that I'm going to go to is Persona 4.
That's fair.
That's awesome.
The game is awesome.
So next game for me is League of Legends.
League of Legends?
Yeah, so I actually got invited to play the beta of League of Legends years ago.
I like the actual beta before it came out.
And this game was completely different from the game that is today.
I've seen video of the old League, and it looks nothing the same.
It looks like trash, first of all.
Oh, it looks terrible. It's dark. You can't tell what's going on.
I thought it was just like this bird's eye view kind of like shooter kind of ish game. I had no idea what was going on. I had seen Dota before, but I never really played it. So I played this beta, and I'm just like, man, this game kind of blows. It's kind of fun. I like the characters, the graphics suck. And then I guess about a year later, the game actually comes out. I get an email about it. I'm like, I don't really remember this game, so I play it. And I fell in love with this game. First MOBA I've ever played. The champions are awesome. This game mode's so awesome. It's just this super skill based game. But it's not just am I better at shooting than you are? There's so many different concepts to it.
There's a lot of micromanaging.
Yeah, there's someone. It's this perfect combination of this arena shooter and an RTS, and I don't know. It's just awesome the way it happens. So this just got me really involved with MOBAs. I've played a lot more since then. And I still play this game today. It's just a blast. I'm excited to start playing again on my new PC.
Thank God. Now I don't have to play League by myself
terrible
all
game.
the time.
Yeah.
What's your
League.
next one?
My last one would be Counter-Strike.
Oh,
That was the first.
That's a good one.
It was the first big PC game I really got into.
Yeah.
That and Tribes 2, but I put this over Tribes 2. It was the first-person shooter I ever got really kind of more competitive in. Because I had it on PC and had it on original Xbox, which I played that one a lot also. I'm talking about Counter-Strike 1.5, 1.6,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
Source or anything,
Yeah,
the really old ones.
Yeah.
Where you'd have to go search for a server
Yeah.
and find one playing whatever game mode you wanted. And there was just a lot of stuff going on in that game I really liked.
Sorry. I played a little bit of this game. Another game that I would just like, I got on it, and I guess I started the train too late, so I was just like, people were shitting on me when I get into games.
That's a big problem with online games.
Yeah. Counter-Strike on the PC is one of those games. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get fucking destroyed.
Fucked, yeah.
They just destroy you.
I had a couple friends that played it. I still wasn't very good, even though they were like carrying me through different game modes. My brother was really good at it, though, so I always enjoyed watching him play it. The game I always went, I never got the chance to play CSGO, so I'm excited. Maybe I'll give that a chance.
Goes
excited to play it.
Pretty good, and it's still pretty highly supported. So.
Yeah, it's going super strong still.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a show on TBS, so.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play CSGO professionally on TBS on Friday nights.
Yeah.
The end of the season, they're giving away like $1.4 million or something.
I know
crazy.
I love that game. I still play Counter-Strike every now and then.
There's a
Play.
Street Fighter top 5 that's going to be on ESPN or something like
That's
that.
cool.
I mean, they literally do this every Friday. Like, it's like a weekly thing.
Yeah, it's like an actual TV show.
Yeah.
About
It's crazy. I didn't know
CS:GO.
about
Counter-Strike Go?
Yeah, it's nuts.
I only watch like superhero shows and Scream on TV. So.
Yeah, you're the worst.
But yeah, that game was fun. And you randomly run into
Scream
a server where
Queens.
they'd modded the crap out of it. You could shoot like lasers and roll the
I
dice.
remember that game being heavily modded.
There's a lot of mods
It
to
was the first time I ran into that. Yeah, that and Total War.
Total War had a lot of mods.
That's like a complimentary one on my list. Is Total War.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But you like roll the dice. You'd either get like God mode, or maybe you get chickens flying out of your head.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like you've won
That's
100
awesome.
chickens, you'd be trying to hide, and there'd be chickens flying at you. You're like, damn it.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny. That was a great
Yeah.
game.
It seems like it.
That's fantastic. All right, so let's move on to the game releases.
Oh, damn.
Brought to you by Gareth.
This part's not nearly as fun.
The game releases?
I agree.
Oh, that's fair. People got to know what they want to buy.
Yeah,
Like here.
I started Counter-Strike so long ago, I didn't even have a high-speed internet yet. I was on dial-up playing Counter-Strike. I don't know what that was, but...
This is
That's my dial-up sounds.
That's what Todd sounds like when he dials up.
Which one do I need to do first? There's 2 pictures on here.
Oh, the one
Right, the
that's
first one.
longer.
It goes first?
You always do the longer one first.
Oh, God, this is going to be a bitch. All right.
Send him a picture. Probably not the best idea.
July,
Don't
a
care.
picture of a screen, so the lighting's all
Jesus
fucked up.
Christ.
All right, July 5th, Banner Saga 2, PS4.
Keeps sounding like people are getting shot for the all the 4th of July fireworks.
Banner Saga 2, PS4. It's already on Xbone and PC. Sequel to Banner Saga. You're getting it, or have it, right?
I have it, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
'cause
probably
it's
get it for PC as well. I think it's like $15 on Steam.
I may
or
have to
something.
get it on PC.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to play it. It's fun.
Every
You-
game's a Windows 10 game with Xbox.
You need to go through the Steam Summer Sale. There's a lot of good stuff on
Dude,
there.
I will.
Next, we have Energy Hook for the PS4. Kickstarter game, cel-shaded grapple parkour style game from the creators of Amazing Spider-Man games.
Cool.
Fury, PS4, PC, dual stick fighter shooter for 1v1 combat.
Yeah, that game looks sweet. I can't wait to play it.
It looks cool. Lost Sea for the PS4. Cartoony exploration action and adventure game set in the Bermuda Triangle. You pick a hero and a crew of survivors who help you navigate the hazardous island chain.
It's kind of a cool concept.
That sounds interesting.
Rocket League Collector's Edition retail, Xbone, PS4, PC. Rocket League's getting a big
Cool.
Collector's Edition thing.
Yeah, it's a physical
Physical
version
Rocket
of the
League.
game, yeah.
It's crazy how big that game is.
Yeah, that game's
That game
disgustingly
blew
big.
up.
Yeah.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13. Yeah. PS4, PC. Latest version of Romance of the Three Kingdoms, real-time strategy game, getting a NA release.
Cool.
The Room 2, PC. Originally released on mobile in 2013, sequel to The Room, puzzle mystery game. July 7th, we get Castle Storm for the Rift and VR. 2D mashup of tower defense and fighting.
It's
About
interesting.
Destroying Lego castles, that kind of thing.
Cool.
It's getting dark. Next, we have Inside for the PC.
It's a good game.
Go.
It is a 2D like side-scrolling platformer, but that's not the point of the game. It's more an ambient story that gets told throughout the experience. I think it's about 3 hours. Lots of twists and turns in the plot, and there's no like dialogue or things to let you go. You learn from the gameplay, which is really cool.
That is cool.
It's on Xbox and PC.
Yeah, it's already on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's from the Limbo guys.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
The Lion Song, Episode 1, Silence for PC. 2D adventure story game about a young composer who runs away from pressure of his first major performance by going through the mountains. All right.
That sounds awful.
He runs away to the Austrian Alps. Let's go to picture 2.
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I think there's only 2 on here.
Already did that one. Trizeal Remix. PC. Transform or Die. Trizeal Remix is a classic shoot 'em up style. Some sort of depth redefinement thingy.
Game sounds awful.
Strategically transform your ship to switch between upgrades and different weapons. Shoot with intelligence.
I'd love to transform my shrimp.
Shrimp? I like shrimp too. Yeah, it says Trizeal, and it makes me think Triforce Ezreal.
Yeah.
Anyways, July 8th, Carmageddon Max Damage, Xbone PS4. Console release of the latest Carmageddon game. Hawken for Xbone PS4. Free-to-play multiplayer mech first-person shooter from Reloaded Games.
Cool.
That's about it. The last one.
I just want to point out, this is just an aside. You said a game that reminded The Room or something. It reminded me the Layers of Fear, which was a first-person like horror game that a lot of people liked. I personally didn't like it, so I didn't care too much. But they're making a sequel. I believe it comes out in August, and there's a trailer for that if you're interested.
Cool.
A lot of people liked that game, so I guess I should give it a nod.
I just want to play League of Legends now.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move on to what
Really
we are.
excited to play with you.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Let's move on to what we've been playing.
You're way behind.
I know. I think I'm only a season behind, which is a lot.
I'm
but
still behind. I was only like a half season behind.
I'm like 5 champions behind.
Oh,
what
good.
we're playing right now? So I recently bought Diablo 3.
So I was playing League of Legends this week.
I'm only 4 years behind. Finally beat it. But the game got a little spoiled for me on Xbox. Everybody uses like this hacked gear, so they just like blow through the rifts, which kind of blows.
Summoners.
Yeah. So
I get that
people
reference.
like gave me this gear to catch up, and I didn't realize it was hacked. And then we went to like the highest tier rift you can go through, and we went through it a bunch of times. Now I got all the gear and stuff. So the
You
game.
do this all the time.
I know.
And then get
Todd's like, oh, I accidentally hacked everything and
Yeah.
beat everything.
And then you get
now
mad
the
later,
game's
yeah.
not fun.
Yeah, now I'm not having fun with it. But the storyline was fun to play through. Played through the expansion as well. That was fun. I tried to get back on the division.
Somebody else got shot.
a lot.
But the same problem. Like the new expansion stuff's just not as good as the stuff I already have. So I just don't really care about playing
Whose
it.
fault is that?
It's again my fault. Overwatch got an update for competitive play. I tried playing that today. It was kind of laggy.
I've heard complaints about the competitive Overwatch.
It was kind of laggy.
I haven't had any trouble
and
with
it's
it.
like extended. Like all the game modes are extended, which I didn't really
See,
enjoy.
I hadn't played in a couple of days, so.
Okay, well, I played like the King of the Hill one.
Yeah.
And instead of being best of 3 rounds, it's best of 5 rounds.
Oh, that's one of the things I like about Overwatch. It's kind of fast.
Yeah, exactly. So after the 3rd round, I was like, oh, we won, and then it went to another round. I was like, God damn,
It's
I
like,
don't want
what
to play this game anymore.
It's like I'm ready for another map. Come on.
So I've actually been playing a lot of games this week.
Just 3. I've only played 3.
Also been playing Smite this week. Got really like backed into the ranked play, but a little boring.
It's
I
no
guess
League of Legends.
Yeah, it really isn't League of Legends.
It only took them 2 years to figure it out.
I know.
I still enjoy this game. People on Xbox aren't very good at the game, which I've come to realize from playing on PC and the console. So I just shit on people on the console now, and it's just not fun.
That's part of it.
Too good.
It's actually a disappointing week. All these games just
This week's been awesome for me.
I've had a pretty good week. Played a little Overwatch, little League, and then Toyko Mirage.
All right, we'll talk about it. I'll do mine, and then we'll go into Toyko
I'm already done.
and I'll
So it's 3
leave.
games.
I played Star Ocean. I haven't put enough time into it to make any sort of decisive decision, but it's been getting awful reviews. I've played it for a few hours. It's pretty. I like the world. I like the combat. I don't love the combat. It reminds me a little bit of God of War with like holding down circle and doing heavier attacks and things like that. I like how your party, like the fights just start. You run into somebody and it makes an arena around you, and then you're fighting. And if you want to escape it, you can run away from the arena.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
The story and the missions are the problem. Lots of fetch quests. The story is just irrelevant.
Like Fetch from...
Yes.
I love
I
when people
wish.
tell me to go pick up 5 grapes and it takes me an hour to find the last
Yeah,
grape.
like
It's like, oh, I found a bundle of 4. Son of a bitch.
Damn it.
It just feels like they didn't evolve moving on to the PS4 hardware, I guess is the best way to put it. And the reviews seem to agree, but I'm going to give it a little more time, and I'll come back to it and talk about it next week.
I forgot about a game. What was that game we just played? The fencing game?
Nidhogg? Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, the
That game
2D
is fucking
2D
awesome.
fencing
Yeah.
1-on-1. We'll play that a little later. It's really fun. You get eaten by a worm.
I wanna
There's
do
a
this
there's a
Tekken
sale
bowling.
on PlayStation. I think it'll be over by the time this goes live. Maybe you have one day. It's a huge sale. Like all the Hyperdimension games are like $3. The Tales games are like $3.
Yep.
It's a really good sale.
It is.
It's no
So
Steam
you
summer
should-
sale, but
you
it's
should
pretty good.
You should check it out.
I think I still have Steam credits.
I still have
How-
$179
Did they
on
they
Steam.
just always last, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I still have like almost $200 on Steam
Okay.
from selling CS:GO knives.
I've been playing Mighty Number 9, which I talk about, obviously. I did my review. I'm just kind of scoping out the trophies at this point. I've been playing another game that we're going to talk about, the Toyko Mirage. So I'm waiting to finish that before I really dive into the trophies of Mighty Number 9. There's a lot of ones that you need to have things memorized for that I'm
Yeah.
just not ready to take down. You have to beat the game without dying. You have to beat the game without losing a life on hard difficulty. You have to beat the game in under an hour. So you really need to know the game well to be able to get all these. So I'm waiting until I know I have the time to dedicate to it. I'm just kind of messing around on normal mode and getting all the fine play bonuses and the excellent bonuses trophies before I go and do that. And then finally, we're not going to be doing an unpopular opinion where we talk about an unpopular gaming opinion that we have or that you guys post down below for us to talk about this week. We're going to skip that. So let's just talk about Toyko Mirage for a few minutes.
What's that?
Yeah. So this is a game that I was very highly anticipating.
Yes,
I
very
thought
much
it would
so.
be good to very good. This game is great.
It's fantastic.
I really like this game. You were talking about last week how you said it might be your favorite or the most fun
Maybe
game
the
you've
most
played.
fun I've had this year, which is impressive.
So this game did something to me that I haven't had. Uncharted 4 did it a bit, but probably before that, Shovel Knight may have been the game, which is a long time ago, where I sit down and I turn on this game and I'm in the world for 5 minutes and nothing else matters. I'm just playing that game. I don't care what time it is. I don't care what I have to do. The way I play a lot of games is I budget it. So I'll be like, all right, there's this many chapters I'm going to play to here today. There's this many chapters. I'll do that. You know, I kind of budget my time with the game. And I always feel like I want to hit that milestone at least for a day or whatever I decide to budget out. With this game, I was like, yeah, I'm going to turn it on. I beat 2 chapters. And like, I just can't stop playing it.
Yeah, it's very good.
The game is super Japanese, but it knows it and it plays with it. It's very quirky.
It may be the most Japanese thing I've ever done in my life.
It very
Jesus.
much is. It's about pop.
I have an unpopular opinion. I don't give a shit about this game, and I hate
It's about Japanese
games.
pop idols.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
about
God.
Japanese pop idols. Basically,
Somehow.
there is very similar to Persona, some mysterious
With Fire
thing
Emblem
going
stuff.
on. Yeah,
I heard the Fire Emblem song. Kevin
great.
showed it to me.
there's some mysterious thing going on with these pop idols. They're getting kidnapped. The crowd's getting absorbed into disappearing. And basically, whenever it happens, it creates a little rift that you can go through, which is a dungeon. You do the dungeon, you fight the boss at the end, you get a new party member, you've learned a new song and dance. It literally has cutscene songs.
They have anime like cutscenes.
And then you unlock the outfits that they were wearing in the song, and you can listen to the song and find. Anyway, so you unlock
get all
that.
the posters.
Then you get a little story intermission where you can do side stories, whatever. And then you go into the next place. There's another concert, another dungeon opens up, and that's the gist of the game. The dungeon crawling is very similar to Persona.
It's extremely Persona.
You walk around this dungeon with your sword that you can
Persona.
swing. These faceless enemies come up, and if it hits you first, it might get a first strike on you, whatever. If you hit it first and run into it, then you get to attack first. There's enemies that are gold that can appear, that are rare, that give you better
Rare items and
bonuses and stuff. I'm going to keep saying and stuff. And then there's black ones that appear that are savage enemies that you really don't want to mess with.
And stuff.
You can mess with some
stuff.
of them. Just a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way the dungeons work are they're all different themed, and they all have a gimmick to them. And it's kind of like puzzle based. They're not rip out your hair stressful puzzles. I thought they were all very manageable.
Yeah.
There's teleport points in the dungeon, so you don't have to backtrack the whole time. You can hit a spot and activate a teleport point and then come back later and just teleport
Yeah,
there.
they're basically checkpoints that you can go in and out of.
Yeah, it was great. Like, they always put one before the boss, all this stuff. Like, the game is super generous for being a Japanese game, especially if you play on the easy mode where you fail a fight and you just restart right before that fight.
Would you like to go back to before you fight? Like, yes, I
Yeah,
would.
if you play on normal, it kicks you back to the main menu. But I really like this game. I said last week it's Persona Lite. I still stand by that. It's Persona with weaker characters, a weaker story, weaker gameplay, but that's not a bad thing.
No,
Because it's still very
extremely
good.
fun and very good.
Yeah, I if you own a Wii U, I think it's a disservice to not try this game.
If you like the style game, yeah.
If you like the style game. Now, what if you don't like the style game?
It would be
I guess we should talk about the combat before. It's turn-based combat.
very much.
You have your characters, you basically make weapons, and as that weapon levels up, you get different abilities
you
off of it.
You basically earn your abilities off the weapons.
Until
they level separate from your characters.
Correct, until the weapon's mastered, and then you're probably going to want to go make another weapon. I talked about that a little bit last week. And then your characters level just as normal as well. Turn-based combat, the way the combat works is your attacks are basically 2 words. So it'll be like fire lunge or ice electric or whatever, and then somebody else in your party might have one that's electric axe, and if you attack to something that's weak and you use the ice electric, the next person in line gets to do a session, is what it's called, and they get to do an attack with that linking one.
If they can follow yours up, they will follow up, and then you keep going.
Yeah, and you keep going, and it gets to the points where you can link like 7 attacks in a row, which is kind of cool.
I had an 11-hit combo yesterday.
Really?
Huh?
Holy moly.
It was great. That thing died.
Yeah, and then like just as you're going, I won't spoil too much, but like you unlock things called ad-lib performances, and you unlock certain abilities that let you do things in the middle of a session, and you can unlock just passive abilities for your characters. And there's
The passives are great.
tons
I
of
love
them,
the passives.
and you unlock the ability to.
There's 3 sets of abilities you unlock.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Then you unlock the ability to like basically turn your people into different classes. You can kind of change your class, and
the
there's
Master
so much to do.
Seal and the new classes is straight out of Fire Emblem.
Is it really? See, I don't know this. That's another thing. It's a Fire Emblem crossover. I've never played a Fire Emblem. You have, and we both really like this game.
Yeah, those are straight out of Fire Emblem. You literally find Master Seals to change your class.
So the question is, if you haven't played Fire Emblem, you're fine. If you don't like the style game, like turn-based JRPG stuff, would you still recommend this game?
It would not be a bad one to start with.
I
Would be
agree.
my first.
I love turn-based games, but I don't enjoy.
I mean, it's a great turn-based game. Just the combat.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, all of it's based on strengths and weaknesses, almost like Pokemon. Like there's ice, fire.
Yeah, I love those kind of things.
But getting to that point, you have to be very Japanese. So
You gotta just admit that it's gonna be a silly time.
It is silly. I mean,
and just go for it. You'll be laughing. You'll be smiling.
The game's so Japanese, they didn't even dub it. It's just subtitled. Like it's
not a fan.
The songs are all sung by the people that do the voices, and that's the reason they didn't dub it, because they would have had to redo the songs or have everything. Japanese songs with that doesn't make sense. I think this is, if you're going to play
an entry point into
turn-based
Persona
and an entry point, this one is very forgiving. It's got checkpoints and all that stuff. The dungeons aren't too hard. Everything is explained to you very well, and and it's spaced out very well. Like, it might be a few hours before you learn your next thing about the game, so you're not going to get overwhelmed. Whereas, like, Star Ocean, you turn on the game, and it's literally just menus telling you all this stuff about the game, and it's like...
what system is Toyko Mirage for?
Wii U.
Okay.
Exclusive.
That's kind of crazy.
Because it's a Fire Emblem crossover.
Yeah. Fire Emblem,
But yeah, overall, Toyko Mirage is my second favorite Wii U game behind Splatoon.
Splatoon, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mine's Pokken.
Pokken's very good.
Not even in the top 10.
Pokken's in the top 3.
Game's sweet.
Toyko Mirage, Splatoon, Pokken.
I really enjoyed that Zelda game you played.
The Dynasty
Wind
Warriors?
Yeah, the
one?
Dynasty Warriors one.
Yeah.
Oh, Hyrule Warriors. I like that game.
That game was awesome.
I was like, is that Wind Waker? Okay. That's enough of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, Kellen.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Todd.
Yep.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll speak with you next time.